We people used to say it is underground. Genesu. It is underground. And sometimes it is forming in a bunch also. Okay, here the adventitious roots, they are growing into a sweet potatoes. There the food material will be stored in the body. The root tips, they will become bulbous, and in these bulbs the food material is stored, and then we are calling such a type of potatoes or such a type of tubers as sweet potatoes. Here it is a modification of root, that is adventitious root. So option B is the right answer here. We will move to the next slide. Now here, which is not a product of root. Now you have to see the options. It is not produced by the root. Okay? Which are the options now? First of all, the sugar beet, carrot, radish, potato. Now here, sugar beet, it is a taproot modification. Radical directly converts into a root system. Food is stored, it is underground. So that is sugar beet, that is beetroot you people are used to call. Then carrot. Carrot is also a taproot modification. A conical root is formed, which is also underground, and there the food is stored. Radish. Radish is also a taproot modification, and it is underground, storing food material. Potato. Potato is not a root. It is a stem. The stem is modified into tuber. So potato is not a root. Then what is the question here? Which is not a product of root? The correct answer is potato is not a product of root. So option D is the right answer. We'll go to the next slide. Aerial absorptive roots occur in. Aerial absorptive roots occur in. In the sense, some of the plants, they are growing above the other plant. What we are calling them as epiphytic plants. The epiphytic plant, here you can take an example of venda. Okay, usually on the big mango trees, a venda used to grow. And such a type of venda, if you are observing, it is having two types of roots. One small type of root which is anchoring the host, or which is anchoring the substratum. And another kind of root, they are long elongated, hanging downward. And they are covered with the spongy tissue. And they are absorbing the atmospheric moisture. So, here, what is the question? The aerial absorptive roots occur in. We will go through the option now. Epiphytes, just now I told you regarding the venda. Mesophytes, mesophytes are the bigger plants and having broad leaves and usually found on the plain areas. Then hydrophytes, hydrophytes, these are the plants which are growing inside the water. Then xerophytes, xerophytes are the plants which are growing in the desertic conditions where the availability of water is very, very less. Okay, so out of four options, option A, epiphytes, are the correct answer for aerial absorptive roots. Here I am given an example of venda. So, right answer is option A. We will go to the next slide. Now, balancing roots occur in. So, the balancing root. Balancing root in the sense where it is required. Balancing roots occur in. Option A, hydrilla. Option B, Vallisneria. Option C, lamina. Option D, lotus. So here, balancing roots where they are required, where the plants are freely floating on the surface of water. To balance its body, the roots are required. Now, first of all, we'll see these examples. Hydrilla. Hydrilla is a plant which is totally submerged in the water. Okay, that is deeply inside the water. Now, Vallisneria is anchoring the soil and floating in the water. Then lemna is freely floating on the surface of the water. Then lotus is anchoring at inside the water, and also its leaves are floating on the surface of water. So here lemna is freely floating. It requires a balancing roots. So the balancing roots are occurring in option C, lemna. So lemna is the correct answer. We'll go to the next question. Climbing roots occur in. Earlier also you people observed climbing roots. Here also the climbing roots you people are observing. See the options. Now here vanilla, venda, pongamia, then tineo So here the right answer is the vanilla. Regarding these I explained already. Again I don't want to explain the same. So here vanilla is a weak stemmed plant and it holds and climbs the host. So vanilla is the right answer. Now we'll go to the next slide. Roots have thorny branches in. See, I'm telling you about the roots. Here the question is regarding the roots. Roots are having thorny branches. Now, which type of plant? Here some examples are given. Just see. Vanilla, asparagus, acanthoryza, pothos. So, vanilla, it is weak stemmed plant. Already you people discussed. Asparagus, here in case of this, the stem, from the base of the stem, many number of roots are produced, and those roots are bulging at the tip, and a cluster of bulbous tubers are produced, and that is the asparagus. That the storage of food material is seen in the tip of the root. Then acanthoryza, in case of acanthoryza, the roots have thorny branches. Okay, so the correct answer is acanthoryza. So option C is the right answer. And we'll go through the pothos also. Pothos, it is a kind of plant which is a parasitic plant. And it is climbing on other plants, and at the same time they are producing hostoria. Hostoria is penetrating into the host. From there the food material is sucked. So we are calling pothos as the parasitic plant here. A best example is cuscuta. Cuscuta I can take it as an example. But here in case of this question, the right answer is C, acanthoryza. So we'll move to the next slide. Root cap is absent in. Where root caps are not seen. We'll see the options. Hydrophytes, lithophytes, xerophytes and mesophytes. So hydrophytes, what happens? The plants which are growing inside the water, the root tips are not having root caps. Instead of root cap, they are having root pockets. So hydrophytes are having root pockets. Now lithophytes, here the environment or the area will be rocky. In these rocky areas, the plants are growing. Whatever root tips are there, they are covered with the root caps because the protection is required to the tip. And xerophytes, they are growing in the desertic conditions where the water availability is very less. The root is undergoing in search of water. So for that purpose, the root cap is required. Mesophytes are also containing root caps. But here, hydrophytes, they are not having the root caps. Instead of root caps, they are having root pockets. So the option A is the right answer here. We'll move to the next question. Now, sucking roots occur in. So here ficus, venda, carrot and misteliote. So sucking roots. The sucking roots are usually seen in parasitic plants. So Cuscuta, I was given an example. Another parasitic plant in this group is misteliote. Okay, here ficus bengalensis, you people are knowing a big tree. Venda, it is an epiphytic plant. Carrot, it is a taproot modification, and misteliote is a parasitic plant. So as a result, it has a sucking roots. It sucks the food material and survives. So the right answer is option B. So we'll move to the next question. Which is not a stem modification? Whatever options are given in that stem modification, it is not a stem modification. Which is that? We have to find it out. Now we'll go to the options now. Ginger. Ginger, it is an underground stem. What we are calling it as a rhizome. And it is having nose as well as internodes. From there, the new birds and other things they are formed. Mango ginger. Mango ginger, it is a root. Okay, the root tips are bulged and storing food material. Potato, it is a stem tuber. The stem ending is forming a tuber and food material is stored. Garlic, it is having a fleshy stem and it is bulbous in nature. So here, the right answer is option B, mango ginger. So, mango ginger is the correct answer. We'll move to the next question. Food is stored in one of the following. Where food is stored? In what option? Okay. So, first we'll see the respiratory root. Second, fibrous root. Third, fasciculated root. Fourth is nodulated root. Now here, you can observe the mangrove plants. In mangrove plants, the roots are coming out of the ground and they are growing towards the light and they are containing many number of pores. So as a result, exchange of gas is taking place and here we are calling it as a respiratory root. Fibrous roots, in case of monocotic plants or the family Gramineae if we are taking, okay, the roots are fibrous and forming hair-like structure. So the fibrous root you people are calling. Fasciculated root, here also asparagus you can take. Here the stem ending, it is forming the roots. The tip are bulged and they are storing food material. So fasciculated root is the right answer here. Then nodulated roots, here also the root nodules, root bulbs are produced. And wherever you people are observing a root, okay, some bulbous structures you are observing. And the food is stored, sometimes the rhizobium bacteria is also stored there. But in this question, the right answer is C, fasciculated root. So, friends, today we are stopping it here. Whatever the thing is there regarding the morphology of flowering plants, we will continue in the coming class. So, thank you very much.